Wee! Ahoy! Okay. I am live, I am streaming. Drawing comics. You happy?
I am happy.
I'm live. I'm live, you're live, we're all live.
Let's see what you got.
Just a small panel. Things are about to pop
They
off
look like
here.
they're running.
Oh, they're just walking. They're about to walk.
Oh, they don't look like they're walking at all. It looks like running pose.
That'll change in a second. I hope. If it doesn't change in a second, then I'm gonna have problems. I think I need the other color. Wow, yeah, this is just going to be a lot of black here. That's not good.
Do you have music in your stream right now?
No. Nope.
I see all you can eat buffet.
Oh. yeah.
Spoilers.
Oh,
I'm excited. I'm really excited about your comic,
yeah.
to be honest.
I decided since I'm doing it this way, I need to have my text on there so I know where So I've got enough room for my text while I'm not covering it up or not having it squished and stuff. So that's
I can't fathom how this character looks like you. Just
It doesn't look like me that
yes,
much.
it does. Yes,
It,
it does.
it maybe it looks like me like 15 years ago. It doesn't look like me.
Well, I haven't seen you since 15 years ago. That's how it feels.
It just looks like generic white guy is all. That's really all it is.
I'm looking up references right now. About to get started.
What are you working on today?
Page.
Ah,
Just
pages
a
are good.
panel. Start with one panel today.
Hmm.
Oh, thank you for the follow, King Papier. I am working on webcomics right now. How are you? What are you up to? I need to turn on my banner. I forgot to do that.
Don't get caught slipping.
Yes, it's from Webtoons. My friend is saying that you're kind of quiet, so I turned you up. So say something, Andy.
Oh, am I still quiet?
No, I don't. I'm not sure. I think you're quiet on my mic or on my end. So
Oh, okay. It's kind of rare I get told I'm quiet. Or is it? I don't know. I'm not exactly a loud person. I guess I am
does
kind
he
of
sound
quiet.
okay now? And yeah, I couldn't get into Valorant because I can't like play first person shooters anymore because of my motion sickness. But I can kind of relate with the hand hurting with playing a lot of League of Legends.
Oh, you leaguers.
It's fun. I might actually play some tonight if I have time.
I just beat the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Is that an older game? It's gotta be.
Well, it's been fun
Or
talking to you. I'll see you later. I gotta go. I gotta
okay.
go. You call.
Did you give up on me?
God, damn. Is that an old game? Wow. No, it's actually new. It's a remake of, but it's a remake of an old game, so I guess technically it's an old game. Sometimes I really just think you just don't like me at all.
Why would you say that?
Like, just some of the shit you say to me.
Thank you so much, King.
Final Fantasy VII. Ugh. All right, I should probably share the fact that I'm doing this to other places, I guess. uh,
Hand's too big. Make this baby smaller. I feel like digital art is so much easier than pencil. Like I can't go back to pencil. I haven't done pencil in a long time, and I need to because I bought like 2 sketchbooks. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get back into doing a little bit of sketching, like pencil sketches, traditional stuff again. See if it's like changed or whatever.
yeah, yeah. Well, it hasn't changed, but
I feel like maybe
um.
I've gotten better or maybe I've gotten worse because it's different. Like when you're
Oh
on a
yeah, yeah,
tablet,
yeah.
it's different. Like
Yeah, it can make you. Well, I go back to it sometimes just because it feels different, and I like the way that like I just typically I like the way pencils feel sometimes. Uh, for like I don't know the if my tablet pen had the same pressure sensitivity as like one of my pencils do,
mhm.
I would live in a much happier world. Because I just like the feeling of drawing with a pencil. I feel like I've got a lot more control over it and all that stuff. But on the downside, um, I can't control Alt Z a pencil. Even though I've tried. Like I've been at conventions and stuff at my table working on things, like working on like a watercolor commission or something, and I've literally like had my left hand just like slide over and like try and hit Control Alt Z before. And I'm like, oh no, that doesn't work here.
Yeah, I've done that a few times when I like got into like digital art, but I was still like kind of doing traditional at the same time. Now I like all my art is like 100% traditional. I haven't touched a paper in a long time. At least I've been saving on paper because I feel like I've killed a lot in my lifetime.
Yeah, yeah. I had that same kind of experience. But as long as when you do conventions and stuff, you kind of go back to the
Yeah,
traditional.
I will.
Like
So
that's literally the only time I do traditional work now, but I still do it sometimes, and it's fun in its own way. It's its own kind of rewarding, I guess. I say that, but I've got like a stack of watercolor stuff just sitting in my office that the odds of anyone seeing anytime soon is like super low, just because who's gonna look at
yeah,
it? Like who's gonna come to my house and see my watercolors? And like even when I post that stuff online, it's still like, oh yeah, that's cool. Enjoy it sitting in your office for the rest of time until maybe another convention hits and like you go do the convention and maybe you'll sell it then. Maybe. It's another thing. I sell very little of that original kind of stuff. Like if somebody's gonna pay for something at conventions, usually they're gonna pay for exactly what they want. They're just gonna tell you and you're gonna make it.
yeah.
So doesn't mean I don't like doing it still.
I feel like the original stuff is like, I mean, you just gotta have like, I guess, an audience for the original stuff. That's the thing. Or if like original stuff is like, I guess, kind of comes off as something a little more generic for people to be attracted to.
Yeah. Um,
Like they don't know what it is, but like it looks really cool. I want to buy it. You know what I mean? Type of.
yeah. I've had very little luck with that. Because most of the time people are just like, oh, I want a cool picture of like this thing that I already have an emotional connection with.
Yeah.
Um, Even the original stuff I have sold, it's been something that people kind of felt like it was a specific something, or they were like, oh yeah, like I really have a thing for like fairies or something, and like this is really cool, or I've got a thing for like, oh, I love werewolves, like, so yes, I want this werewolf thing, but doing something that's completely like out there. I think the only thing I've really had be successful is, and it's just got to be something that's just real weird. Like it's got to be really weird and executed well. So I've got this one print of I was trying to do this series of I never finished it, of course, but I was like working on this series of what are those things called? The Zodiacs. Um,
Animals.
yeah, but not animal zodiacs. Like zodiacs is like avatars or whatever. And I did
Mhm.
one of the zodiacs. I don't remember which one it is now. But basically, it's like a crazy dude in the woods with like wearing like a pair of tidy whities, um, with a rubber duck on a stick or something. Like it made sense when I did it, but I couldn't tell you now why I did it like that. Like it was something to do with the description I read of that zodiac sign or whatever. And like I had fun with it, and that's one of the only things that anybody ever sees that's not like an established character. And they're like, oh hell yeah, like I want that because it's just my kind of weird.
Hmm.
And I'll be honest, I can appreciate someone saying that like this is their kind of weird. And I kind of like that. Like, all right, cool. It's my kind of weird too. I made it.
I have so many tabs open. I don't know where to find where to find everything right now. like trying to look for my script right now so I can edit it and stuff.
You just gotta hit up that Google Docs, yeah?
There we go.
You know it's in Google Docs.
Do you write all your stuff in Google Docs as well?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Google Docs would be a savior.
Yeah, I like it's got some actually some pretty cool formatting stuff you can do to it. I haven't used it because I just figured out how I wanted to format my stuff, but
Yeah.
it's got some interesting features where you can go in and like set chapters without having to do the physical numbers. So that if you add chapters, it'll just put the numbers there. So you can literally like write like chapter instead. Why does it keep doing this? You can just write chapter instead of having to write which chapter it is, and then like if you end up editing and adding in like a new chapter or a new scene or whatever, you don't have to go through and rename all of your chapters. It'll just automatically update the numbers for you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Man, that just doesn't look good. It's all fun and games until you do something that just looks horrible, and then it's still fun, but not as much fun.
I tend to jump everywhere a lot. Do you have a system, or do you just kind of like go everywhere?
What do you mean? Like
So like you
writing?
start on sketches. Well, okay, so I guess in your panel, so I would like start on the sketch, then I would do the line art, and I'll like do some of the line art, and then if I like remember something else, I'll jump to something else,
No,
like
I think that's a
background, and then I'll go to background, and then go back to the sketch, line art, and then then I'll finish the line art, then I'll do color. I'm just like there's no system. I feel like I just kind of.
um I no, I kind of I have kind of a system, I guess. Um, oh crap, that's not it though. A system, yeah, kind of a system. I just, I guess my system right now is get the system I came up with yesterday that I'm liking is take my script, drop drop whatever dialogue I've got in onto the page.
Uh-huh.
Figure out how many panels I'm gonna put on a page, and then well, I figure out how many panels I'm gonna put on a page. So I look at like my script and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put that here, that here, that here, that here, and I think that's it for this page. And then I drop my text on top, like into it, and then I'll block out my panels to just get an idea of how I want the page layout to be. Then I'll do a quick sketch, just for what's that called? Framing, I guess. Like when I say quick sketch, I mean like there's a person here, there's a person here, and there's this other thing there, just so I can line that up, and then I drop the text in to see if like I need to make more space for the text, and then I do the art. And I actually do all of my people first, like all of my what I call the subject. So I do the subject first,
Yeah.
and then I'll go back through and put all the backgrounds in. It's I guess it's kind of backwards, but it works. I mean,
Whatever works, right?
yeah, whatever works, and it seems to work pretty well for me, because like I guess I kind of have like the just like that creator anxiety, like backgrounds and the scenery it's super important, but sometimes not 100% sure of exactly how I want it to be, but I know I know what I want my characters to be doing.
Yeah.
So I just make the go ahead and have the characters doing what they're doing, and then that'll kind of help me figure out how I want to set the scene up and stuff. It's weird because like the part of me that like the animator part of me and the storyboard artist part of me is like, yes, I need to know exactly what the scene is, and I kind of have it in my head. But then as I'm working on the characters and where they are, I'm kind of like thinking about the colors that I have for my characters and like what I really want to be the focus of the scene and like how much do I need for this scene to work, and then how much like do I have enough dialogue on here that you're barely going to even see what's going on in the background after I put the word bubbles and everything in? Because if that's the case, then it's like, why stress about it?
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like that's one of the things that that used to, I don't know, feel more off-putting when I was younger. Like thinking about comic book work was like, and having like I did a graphic novel, like a full graphic novel, like 10, 12 years ago, and there was so much of the artwork, like there were so many little pieces where like I spent so much time on it. I was like, oh man, this actually looks pretty cool, right? I mean, I've got I've got like another decade of experience now, so I look back on it and I'm like, oh god, that was not good. But at the time, I was like, yeah, this is cool. Like this is going to be fun. This is good. And then once all the text is in there and like the formatting's done, it's like, man, you can't see half of the stuff that I feel like I put like a ton of effort into. It's kind of disappointing. Um, but that's just how that is, I guess. Thankfully, it's not as big of a deal now because doing like a web comic makes it well doing all of the artwork digitally is kind of a relief in that aspect because like it's not, I don't know, because I can see where the lettering is going to go and everything, um, and because like I kind of control the final output of the product. Like it's a lot easier for me now looking at it to decide that like I don't really need much of a background in this panel at all, if
Yeah.
any. Like I'm just gonna put like a neutral color here, and then I'm gonna roll on. Like
Yeah, because sometimes like the background isn't so much of the focus.
yeah, especially if it's like super text heavy, where it's like
Yeah.
no one is going to see this background. Literally,
Yeah.
no one is going to see this background. I'm out. I am done with it. Nah, I can work some of this.
You know, you ever just sit down and realize, wow, I draw a lot.
Thanks to Photoshop, yeah. Like I open up Photoshop and it's like, oh, these are like your 20 most recent files, and I'm like, wow, I did all that in like the last 3 days. Okay, sure. It's really funny when I get finished with a job and I realize that like, oh, I've done like I don't even know what the equivalent would be to like to comic work, but it's like, oh, I just did like 40 panels in a day. Wee! Sure hope my arm doesn't fall off.
I'm surprised my hand hasn't fallen off with the amount of, I guess, drawing that I've done. Like, I surprised myself. I'm like, dang, I did all this. Then sometimes I wonder, why am I not good yet?
Yeah, that's. We shouldn't even get into that. Like, oh, I've put this much time into it. It's like, oh, you start. It's really weird too because you start feeling good about it, and you're like, hey, I'm actually not doing too bad. And then like out of nowhere, it's like it's been an hour and I can't make this nose look like a damn nose.
Yeah, for real.
What's happened? But I was feeling so good about this 20 minutes
Yeah.
ago. What what mad god did I anger?
The drawing gods.
The gods of drawing were like, "Oh, you're comfortable? Ha ha! No."
That's it. Just gonna copy and paste this eye. Seems like the best solution.
You know why fight unnecessary battles? That's the way it goes. Why fight an unnecessary battle? I just completely forgot what angle I was trying to draw this hand
Oh,
at.
thank you for the follow. OMG, it's Nick A30. I am just drawing webcomics right now. What are you up to? I feel like the head's probably too big in this. When you draw everything unproportionate.
Ooh, this arm. I gotta fix that. That is the greatest thing about Liquify
Oh,
is
hello.
being
It's
able
nice
to
to meet you.
fix the proportionality stuff without going too insane. Like I can just slim this arm down super quick.
What are you eating? I just don't. I'm not happy with this head at all. I'm just not. Just.
And you may well never be.
I don't know. I guess I like the last thing better. You about done with that panel yet? Of them running?
They're not running.
They look like they're running.
They're.
They really look like they're running. You.
I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it. Don't worry. I'm gonna fix it. I can fix this. Does it still look like they're running? It doesn't feel like they're running.
It looks like the woman is running, like which
She's just walking angrily.
It's the pose. It's definitely the pose, like kind of like when you're running, and it's like you're kind of like
Yeah, I guess I
maybe
can
it's
see it.
her. It's her that's giving off the running vibes, which makes you kind of feel like you're running, even though I can't decide because you haven't finished the leg yet. So,
What if I can do this?
oh, you're going into the portal. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you're going into a portal. That makes a lot of sense.
yeah.
Yeah, it's the arm. It's the arm that's like coming out a little bit. That kind of gives off the
Yeah,
I'm
see,
running.
I just want her to look mad as hell. Like she's like hunched over, like stomping, like not happy. And then like this guy's just stupid and doesn't really understand what's happening. That's a little better, I guess. No, that looks dumb. That looks dumb. Maybe if
I guess I'm struggling with this one panel right now, so
it happens. All right. How about now? That looks less like she's running
yeah, it does.
than me. Oh, look at her laughing all cute like.
You talking about my little character?
Yeah. That's not mine. No, nobody's
Your-
laughing in mine right now.
in your panel, they're mad.
Well, one of them's mad. The other one's just dumb. Like at this point, this guy's half convinced he's dying, and like this is he thinks that he's going through the pearly gates. Because again, he's dumb.
Oh my gosh! So I have this like music playing, and it's kind of nostalgic. I don't know if you can hear my music right now. It's like some lofi music, or is it lo-fi? I could be pronouncing it wrong.
Lo-fi.
Lo-fi.
Yeah.
Don't attack me, please. And it's like a Pokemon remix, and like I think this is like the mystery dungeon, like where it's like I think you're like taken away or something, or either that or like there's one where like you run away because you're a refugee because no one believes that you're a good person, and everyone's out to like hunt you down because they think that your existence is the reason why the world's falling apart, and they want to kill you.
Wow.
Yeah, it's hella dark.
Yeah, like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, just going all in.
I definitely feel like the mystery dungeon games are like just low key a little darker.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
In a sense, like
That's not low key either. That's just hella dark.
as a child, I was just like, is it just me or am I crying over something really dumb? But in reality, it's like, yeah, this is a reason to cry.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
so sad. I'm like kind of tearing up right now because it's music. This is not. This is like the completely opposite like mood of what like I'm drawing right now. Okay, I gotta like skip this. This is gonna make me cry. Like this is not okay. Oh my gosh. Oof.
Yeah, don't mess yourself up for no reason.
It just played the same song that okay. This one.
That'll teach you to that'll teach you to exist and listen to music.
That was so sad. I was like, it was pulling my heartstrings because, I don't like cry to video games, but that video game I cried too because the story was so beautiful.
Sounds like that story really messed up.
It was one of those like, kind of like one of those life lessons. Like, don't feel like you don't deserve to exist. Everyone deserves to exist. Don't ever feel like you're the reason. Why like every life is precious. Basically, is what the lesson is.
Oh, why is my trying to figure out why my layer was being weird. I'm in the wrong setting. So I'll do it every time. Every time.
Oh, I thought I put that in the wrong layer. I was gonna cry.
Wrong layer crying. Yep. That's a real thing. Generally accompanied by wrong layer cursing.
Do you ever like draw like a straight line and you're like, what was this for?
Yeah. Yeah, kind of constantly.
Like, what was the intention of this line?
Yeah.
What was going through my mind when I drew this?
It's like, yeah, I know I did this for a reason. I just don't know what the reason was. Um,
Leave it to me to consistently put things on the wrong layer.
just
Once I finish this panel, I'm probably gonna be done for the day.
you too. Huh? No, I've got to work on more. I've got to do more than.
As I'm done with streaming, I'm not gonna be done drawing. I'll still be drawing after this, but
Yeah. I say that I've probably got other work to finish up too.
yeah.
Hooray, other work.
Yeah, for real. But it's work. Work is work.
Work
Better
is
than
work.
not having work.
Most of the time. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Just a weird fuzzy glow for no reason. Okay, yeah. See, now you can see they're walking into the portal.
Should do like what would help kind of make it seem like they're more walking into a portal is like how like there's a ripple in the water. maybe give it a ripple. That's just my suggestion.
Once I put some other like lighting effects and stuff on it, it'll pop. Or I'll just cry and draw water ripples. Just depends on how it works out when I get to that part. We're just gonna make this whole thing brighter. Yeah, that works. Yeah, because they're gonna be like heavily shadowed as they walk into it, and then I'll put some like god rays or something on them. Everybody likes god rays, right? Right. That's why people pay so much money for them in video games. Yeah. All right. That panel's done. Oh no, it's not. I'm dumb.
What'd you forget?
To put any kind of like anything on them. I was like, oh well, yep, job well done, me. No need to
I
put
feel
any
like
kind of
you've
lighting.
done comics before, so like is there just like steps you forget? Like I feel like at this point I'm used to it, so I kind of feel like I go over all the steps, but can't help but think there's like maybe something you forgot,
Yeah,
like when you just did shadows.
yeah, I think it's because like I have so many different things I work on that remembering like, oh, this is part of the process for this thing.
Yeah,
Uh, like sometimes I just straight up like forget that like, oh yeah, I'm working on something that's more detailed than normal, so I kind of need to put more detail into it. Like otherwise, it's not like that's the point of this, is to have more of the details that I would want on something, as opposed to like, oh, I've only got like I can only spend 5 minutes on this because I've got
1,000,000
35
other things.
other panels to draw for this for this board or whatever. Um, so yeah, sometimes I just forget stuff. It's not often. Every now and then. Like like sometimes I forget like I'm supposed to be making her uh like I want her thing to be shiny, so like I have to use like a harder brush and not do a bunch of blending when I get that. And I want that color to just pop a little more, so we're gonna make that do that. Oh yeah, I completely forgot to like finish her outfit too. Like an idiot.
You're forgetting everything.
I am. I was like, oh well, let me just wash my hands of this now that I've got this one particular part going. Yeah, I didn't put any of her like lower body armor on. Well, last panel of the page. I guess I can just get rid of any protection now, because that's not definitely a way people die in stories.
Okay, one panel done.
Woot!
100 more to go. But I'm gonna stop streaming for now. Thank you for whoever joined me on this stream today. I appreciate it. I will try to be back tomorrow. Maybe around 1ish. I'll try to keep that schedule. So if you want to join me, Andy, for
Uh,
some talks.
Yay, talks. Yeah, I'll do that. So yeah, make sure you hang out with Cindy more tomorrow, everybody. I'm talking to everybody on your stream because I don't have anybody on my stream. Just me
You got me
talking.
on your stream, yo.
Oh, I've got you on the stream. There we go.
All right, bye everyone.
Bye.
And it's cut, scene, action. Nope.
Almost. As soon as I finish with this panel, I'm gonna do the same thing you're doing.
I'm gonna tomorrow at 1. So if you wanna hang out with me for an hour ish, so have something ready to draw at least.
Yeah.
It'll push you
Yeah.
to draw and stream more.
Yeah. Encouragement. Yay, accountability. There we go.
All right, I'll talk to you later, Andy.
Alright. Okay, so yeah. That panel is.
Are you gonna show me some of the stuff tomorrow morning? I'm kind of excited to see what's next.
Sure.
I can't wait.
Okay. Bye bye, everybody who's not watching. And if you watch later, bye bye.